Welcome to the socials of 94.3 Radio 1. My name is Bhaarat and I'm your host for this fun new series called Binge Watch, where every week I will be talking about some of the most iconic and loved TV shows. So let's begin. So without further ado, let's talk about the show that I'll be sharing my POV on in our very first episode. The show is Succession. Created by Jesse Armstrong, it debuted in the year 2018. It's ran 4 seasons. So for those who don't know about the show or haven't heard about it yet, here's what the show is about. Succession is a show that talks about interpersonal dynamics between a family of individualistic people who want to take over the family business. Succession follows the Roy family, which owns the New York City-based global media conglomerate Waystar Royco. The family patriarch Logan Roy has experienced a decline in his health. His 4 children, estranged oldest son Connor, power-hungry Kendall, irreverent Roman, and politically savvy Shiv, who all have varying degrees of connection to the company, begin to prepare for a future without their father and fight for prominence within the company. Basically, Succession is a modern-day Shakespearean drama and is reportedly said to be loosely based on the Murdochs, mainly the patriarch Rupert Murdoch, who started the Fox empire. But despite all of this, Succession is a show that has its own unique identity, is critically acclaimed, and is also loved by audiences. So now let's come to what I really love about this show. Number 1, the show is extremely well written and directed. Jesse Armstrong and his team of fellow writers have crafted a show that is so beautifully written and characters that have so much depth, and the character arcs that span over 4 seasons blend in so beautifully with the storylines that have been made. Number 2, the show has a brilliant ensemble cast. To name a few, Brian Cox as Logan Roy, Jeremy Strong as Kendall Roy, Kieran Culkin as Roman Roy, Sarah Snook as Shiv, Nicholas Braun as Cousin Greg, and Matthew McFadden as Tom, to name a few. The characters are casted so brilliantly and play their roles to perfection. Number 3, the show has brilliant production value. You actually feel like you are in the mansions, you are in the boardroom meetings, or you are in the private jets with the Roy family. Number 4, the theme music and the background score. There can't be a time where you're watching an episode of Succession and the theme music plays and you even dare to skip. That's one of those shows where you actually get invested, and the theme music and the visuals that support the theme music actually show the journey of the characters across many years. So big shout out to Nicholas Brittle and his team of musicians who made such an incredible theme song for Succession, and also the wonderful background score that they have. And they've also actually released albums for each season, so you can go and check that out as well. Now it's time for the My Favorite segment. My favorite is basically the segment where I talk about my favorite thing about the particular show that I'm talking about in an episode. So let's go. My favorite character from the show, it's a tough one in a show which is made so wonderfully, but if you really ask me, it has to be somewhere between Tom, Kendall, Logan, and also Cousin Greg. My favorite season from the show, I mean, honestly, in a show like Succession, I've spoken a lot of good things about the show, but a show like Succession that gets better from the very first episode, it is really difficult to say, but if you really ask me, because it's fresh in my memory, season 3 and season 4, for sure. Okay, so that was my favorite from Succession. Now we're going to cut it to the people of Mumbai. We've asked them their favorite moments from the show and what is it that they like about the show. So let's hear it.
So what I like about Succession is the great style of writing.
The characters and the dynamics between them, the family, the dysfunctional family, should I say, and the way the characters are written, beautiful.
Love about the show the most is the writing, because it's brilliant. I've never seen so many jokes about like the business world and like finance, which is usually so boring. And I watched 4 seasons straight. I never got bored.
Good take on family, power, and money. And it does so in a very creative manner. So that's why I like to watch it.
Like my favorite character would be Roman Roy, because he's hilarious and so stupid at the same time. And I feel like if you're around him, you can do like the craziest stuff. Like you don't have to do conventionally fun stuff. You can just sit around and that'll be like fun. So yeah.
My favorite character would be Shiv Roy.
Be Shaban, because I mean she's just a badass character and I really like her style and the role she plays in this family.
So actually, there's 2 characters. Shivan, she's amazing. She's a badass. I love her outfits. And there's also Greg, who is very funny. And who doesn't love a funny character?
Okay, so as you saw, that was people's verdict on Succession. I personally would highly recommend you going and watching the show. It's one of the finest shows that we have in recent times. It's 4 seasons. It's going to be worth all your time. So watch it, binge watch it. And also, comment your favorite character from this show, and share it with your friends who love Succession. Until then, I will see you in the next episode. And before that, comment a show that you would want me to cover in this series that we like to call Binge Watch, and I will do the same for you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Bhaarat, and I will see you in the next episode of Binge Watch. Bye bye.
One